everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into the hidden science behind all the stuff that's just around us. And I'm not talking about your phone or your computer, but something way more basic, the actual materials our modern world is built from. So, let's get into it.
All right, to kick things off, I've got a little riddle for you. Think about the shoes on your feet, maybe the chair you're sitting on right now, or even a soccer ball. I mean, they seem totally different, right? But believe it or not, there is one powerful idea that connects every single one of them. Any guesses?
The answer? They are all products of technology. Every one of these things, at least in the form we know them today, exists because we figured out how to design and create materials that you just can't find in nature. It's kind of like this invisible technology that's woven into everything, and it has completely changed how we live and play.
So let's talk about this world of stuff. You know, for most of human history, we were stuck with whatever we could find, like wood, stone, or animal hides. But then, technology gave us this amazing superpower, the ability to actually invent brand new materials, ones that could be perfectly designed for whatever we needed them to do. And at the heart of all this are what we call human-made materials. These are basically new substances we've cooked up, usually from chemicals, to act as substitutes for natural stuff. But the goal was never just to copy nature. It was to make something way, way better for a specific job.
So why bother? Why did we even need new materials? Well, it all boils down to solving problems. This is really a story about humanity hitting the limits of the natural world and then using its big brain to push right past them, to build a world that was just better.
And the advantages were, well, huge. These new materials were often way cheaper to make, which meant more people could afford things. Plus, they didn't need as much care, and a lot of the time, they were just plain stronger and more durable. I mean, cheaper, easier to take care of, and tougher? That's a winning combo. And you can't talk about this without talking about the undisputed champion of human-made materials, plastic. Coming out of the petrochemical industry, plastic was an absolute game changer. Its secret is that it's a polymer, which just means it's made of these long chains of molecules that we can design to be pretty much anything we want. Flexible, hard, see-through, you name it. Its versatility was what made it so revolutionary. And this is the perfect example of its impact. An old-school leather soccer ball, that thing was expensive. It was heavy, and you had to coat it in this greasy wax called dubbin just to keep it from getting soaked and ruined in the rain. But a plastic ball? It's cheap, totally waterproof, and super easy to clean. All of a sudden, a decent soccer ball wasn't some luxury item anymore. Any kid could have one.
You see the exact same story with everyday furniture. A wooden chair for your garden is nice, sure, but you've got to keep varnishing it to protect it from the weather. A plastic chair? You can leave that thing outside all year round. It's so light, anyone can pick it up, and it needs basically zero maintenance. It's a perfect example of designing something to be convenient for everyone.
But, of course, technology didn't just stop with plastic. When it came to high-performance sports, things got even cooler. A classic wooden tennis racket was heavy and could warp pretty easily. But a modern racket? It's made from something like a titanium alloy. It's incredibly light and unbelievably strong, giving players a kind of power and control that athletes back then could only dream of. So, this all sounds amazing, right? We're making things that are cheaper, stronger, and better for everybody. But there was a catch. A huge unintended side effect that nobody really saw coming until it was almost too late. And here's the crazy irony of it all. The very things that made plastic so amazing, the fact that it was super durable and super cheap, also turned out to be its biggest downfall. Because it was so cheap and built to last forever, we started using it for everything, especially for things we'd only use once. And when we threw it out, well, it didn't just go away. Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, we need to understand this one key idea: biodegradability. So something that's biodegradable, like an apple core or a leaf, can be broken down by nature. You know, air, water, tiny bacteria, they all work together to turn it back into soil. It just gets reabsorbed, no harm done. And this is where the big problem kicks in. That molecular strength that makes plastic so incredibly useful, that's also its greatest flaw. It was literally designed not to break down. It's made to resist all the forces of nature that take everything else back. It just sticks around. So how long does it stick around? Take a look at this number, 200 to 500 years. That's how long it can take for a single piece of something like aluminum foil to break down in the environment.
It outlasts us, our children, our grandchildren. The stuff we use for a few minutes can pollute the planet for centuries, slowly breaking into tinier toxic pieces, but never, ever really going away. But this is not where the story ends. In fact, this is where technology does something really cool. It comes full circle. The very same human ingenuity that accidentally created this problem is now our best shot at fixing it. So one of the first big solutions was recycling. The idea was, instead of just chucking all this durable stuff in a landfill, we could use technology to sort it, break it down, and pull out the valuable materials inside. Then we can use those old materials to make brand new things, giving our stuff a second or third or even fourth life. But recycling is really just managing the mess we've already made. The real next step, the next frontier, is way more exciting. It's about designing completely new human-made materials that have all the awesome benefits we want, but with one critical feature baked right in from the start. They're also biodegradable. And this is a huge shift in how we make things. See, traditional plastics come from non-renewable sources, like fossil fuels, stuff we dig out of the ground that will eventually run out. But this new generation of materials is being made from renewable sources, like cornstarch, plants, and even algae. Things we can grow over and over again, creating a truly sustainable loop. The benefits here are just fantastic. These new materials create way less pollution because they're designed to just break down naturally. They won't clog up landfills for hundreds of years. You can even compost some of them to make soil richer, putting nutrients back into the earth. Basically, technology is letting us create a system where almost nothing goes to waste. Which brings us to one last really exciting thought. We've seen this cycle, right? Technology solves one problem, which accidentally creates another, and then technology evolves to solve that problem too. It's this constant loop of innovation. So the real question for all of us is, what are the challenges we face today that seem impossible, that the next generation of technology is getting ready to solve for tomorrow?